video, this channel 5 video. Alright, boom, turn up the volume. Alright, shut all that shit up. We understand service to country. Trump understands gold toilets. Wow. Ooh.
Administration is cutting thousands of jobs from the
Wait.
The VA, that's wrong.
The Trump administration.
Dead in a toilet. I'm saying.
How long do you think it took for him to make that?
That Trump is a load of crap. You don't just cut 50% of the people that are with the VA. That's wrong.
The Trump administration.
It is wrong to cut 50% of the people that are with the VA. That's all I'm gonna say. If this is true.
Administration is cutting thousands of jobs from the Department of Veterans Affairs.
I depend on them for my health care. All those people that are in there have fought in combat, have put their lives on the line, and now they're being shit on.
Hey guys, it's out.
This is true. This is true. I ain't gonna cap, chat. Being in the military and then you get out and then hearing about all these stories. I once talked to this homeless guy in New York City, and he had like this whole apartment set up with the VA and shit, and then like there were cuts to his shit and he no longer had the funding for that. He didn't qualify no more, so he got cooked.
We were out here in Washington, D.C. at the Unite for Veterans rally to learn more about the federal cuts to the VA and to show support to our troops.
First of all, they need to stop it with trying to cut personnel. The reason that we had an influx of personnel is because the VA was not running efficiently years ago.
Wait, this isn't even cold, chat. I gotta put this in for another 30 seconds. Fuck! Alright, we're in here. Boom.
Department of Veterans Affairs is swinging the axe, aiming to slap.
VA plans to cut 15% of workforce, 471,000 current employees, 398,000 total employees target. So they try and cut. Damn, bro, that's a 73,000 jobs.
Nearly 15% of its workforce.
But why though?
The Trump administration is calling this an aggressive reorganization,
including with as many as 80,000 staff cuts.
80,000 jobs. They're cutting 80,000 jobs. That seems like a lot, but this could just be the
80,000 veteran affairs job. Why are we cutting them jobs? Let me know.
Start of massive cuts.
Probationary workers? What does that even mean? Reducing workforce by 5 to 8%. Ooh.
Cutting staff from the VA means that there's going to be delays in getting services. There's going to be delays in seeing mental health providers. And when I first got out of the Army, it was very difficult to get seen right away. Say you have a cavity. By the time that you would get seen, the cavity would end up being an extraction rather than a filling, because it would take months for you to get seen.
Instead of, I ain't even gonna cap. That does suck dick about this. Dude, I ain't even gonna lie. That does suck dick about the medical system in America. Is that shit takes fucking forever to process. Why does it take 30 fucking days between appointments for anything to fucking happen? Are you fucking kidding me? Advanced civilization? My ass, bro. What the fuck? Why does it take forever to do fucking anything? I have a fracture and I've been going to the fucking hospital for 3 months, bro. Why do I have to go to fucking 17 different appointments across 3 months for a fracture for them to just give me a fucking thing? Like, come on, bro. They gotta go register me. Then they gotta get an insurance appointment. Then they gotta get an X-ray. Then the checkup. It's like, bro.
Next month, or you have appointments delayed, or you go there and things aren't working correctly.
I'm a veteran, and I use the VA for healthcare and veteran services. It's been slowly getting worse, and it's a struggle. So, an appointment I went to in January, I was called and told that my appointment needed to be canceled because they're no longer working with a VA.
Bro, I do Lyft on the side as a job. A lot of people that I pick up is from the Veterans Hospital because they're the most lucrative rides because they're insurance rides, so they pay better than standard Lyft rides. And a lot of them are always talking about how long the processes are and how fucking slow things are, dude, and how expensive shit is when their shit isn't being covered properly. And for them to wait for their shit to be covered properly, it takes fucking forever. And by that time, like, a medical problem gets worse over time. And we're talking about delaying the processes because of, like, insurance things and arbitrary reasons like that. Dude, there's a medical problem, you fix it. What the fuck are we talking about?
Made another appointment. That one got canceled because they're no longer working with a VA.
And that's because of what? Because of these they're cutting everything, right? Because of that?
Yeah, everything's difficult. And so now I'm on my third referral. This is supposed to be better service than getting service inside the VA.
But think about mental health.
Yeah.
Say you have an individual who has PTSD or, traumatic brain injury. If they don't get seen right away, and this person has SI, suicide ideation, they're already thinking about harming themselves, and you don't see them right away, you could potentially lose that person.
Literally.
We had several cases of veterans committing suicide in the parking lot of the VA because they couldn't get seen. That's absolutely not the way we should be treating our veterans. This proposed cutting of funding to different agencies is absolutely irresponsible.
I think the biggest delay right now is for those of us that are just sending in our paperwork, getting it reviewed, and then having somebody get back to us.
Bro, that is such an annoying process to have to go through. Like, all that processing in this day and age takes way too fucking long for that to be a thing for medical problems. Why is there such in-between time between appointments and getting actual, like, help?
What we're trying to do is make sure that veterans don't lose their benefits, and those who need to get them, get them. Because like I say, it shouldn't take 8 years. And some people take even fucking longer than that. And that's really unacceptable. And now you want to talk about destroying the VA. Understand, if you get rid of 80,000 jobs, you are destroying the VA.
It's all these people that work for the VA that are going to be losing their jobs or have already lost their jobs, and how it's affecting their families and them.
A friend of mine in North Carolina woke up to an unceremonious email saying, "Hey, thanks for your service, but fuck off." That's happened to veterans all over the country.
That's crazy.
And there was no cause, there was no performance issues. It was simply to satisfy the ego of a couple of men.
We've always stood with the vets, and you know what? The vets have always stood with the Dropkick Murphys, so we're here for each other.
Who the fuck is this guy?
We consider ourselves patriotic Americans, and when shit ain't right, we're gonna speak up, So that's what it's all about. And guess what? Shit ain't right!
What the fuck is this? All right.
As I
Pink
stood
hair
and
guys,
watched the most popular band in Boston history perform, I could feel the weight of history on my shoulders. Shout out to the veterans, man. We out here, man. Channel 5. So we got the Dropkick Murphys coming off stage right now at the United for Veterans rally. And can you tell us about this rally out here today?
Unite for Vets, standing up for the veterans and federal workers who have lost what they've already worked for and fought for and sacrificed for, and they should not be stripping away the rights that the veterans were promised and told.
Dude, you got injured for the country, you get a free pass for us. Get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about, bro?
And so we're here.
You literally lost like a limb out in a fucking field for this fuck ass.
Both parties or no party.
For some fuck ass government, bro. You should be taken care of properly.
What kind of nation mistreats veterans? If they can't keep their promises to veterans, they're not going to keep their promises as to anybody else.
Yeah.
If you fuck over somebody who literally laid their lives on the line for this country,
That's what I'm
then
saying.
Who are you not gonna screw over? You know what I'm saying?
What's up, people? Let's take a quick
Oh,
break
shit.
here to see how the media has been covering the Trump
Andrew?
administration's cuts to the VA. As we know, different outlets push different agendas, shaping the story to fit their own narratives and, in some cases, advance the agenda of their investors. Which is why independent reporting matters, and we here at Channel 5 are 100% committed to bringing y'all raw, unfiltered coverage straight from the streets. But before we hit the streets, we get informed. Using what, you might ask? Ground News. Ground News is a dope-ass news aggregate that lets you see exactly how different media outlets, right, left, and center, are covering the same story as it unfolds. Here, as you can see, using the Ground News bias distribution tool, the left and the right are covering Trump's VA job cuts quite differently. The ultra-left radical Jacobin headline reads, Trump is waging war on veterans of fair workers unions, while the ultra-right-wing Fox News reports veteran advocacy leader defends Trump's shakeups at the VA, calls for reform to support veterans. Interesting Ground News. Another thing I love about Ground News is how it helps you figure out what's genuinely newsworthy by showing you numerically how many sources or journalists are covering a particular story. That kind of transparency helps you differentiate
Can that be true?
between real
I can't
news and
fuck
echo
him.
chamber bullshit
It's an
radio
ad.
bait. Ground News. Another feature that I love to use at Ground News is called the blind spot tool, which shows you the stories that might not be appearing in your typical media bubble, aka algorithmic echo chamber. Which is why we trust Ground News to help us cut straight through the noise. And right now, you can subscribe for 40% off their unlimited access Vantage plan, bringing the cost down to less than $5 a month. It's so easy. Just scan this QR code right here, or click the link below in the pinned comment or description to sign up. Supporting Ground News
You watching
means
bro's
helping
video.
to support us, which means we can keep making videos like this, giving y'all coverage that isn't watered down or dictated by corporate interests. So check it out, stay informed, and most importantly, don't let the media tell you what to think. Ground News. All right, back to the streets.
Ground News.
My name is Al Glatkowski.
Al
I was
Glatkowski.
in Vietnam in 1967.
Look at that beard.
See if it was what I was hearing from other vets
Holy
about
shit.
killing women and children, if it was real. And it was real. I became totally anti-war at that trip. I was
Dude, the amount of war crimes that America has committed in other countries is absolutely ridiculous, dude. It's like the amount of shit that happened in Vietnam was so fucked.
Before I went, I came back and I met a man that had some politics similar to mine. Our politics were Marxist, and we went on board a ship with a plan of seizing the vessel and not allowing it to arrive at its destination. We succeeded. We captured the vessel.
At that time, I figured I couldn't talk to him anymore, so I got on a telephone and...
They fucking hijacked an American vessel? What the fuck?
Told him what he told me to say, that there was a live bomb on the ship and that the men should take to the lifeboats.
We brought the ship into Cambodia. We asked only one demand, and the demand was to hold the ship for the duration of the Indo-Chinese War.
Was there ever any effort to retake the ship?
No opportunity presented itself.
4 days later, the government was overthrown, and we were under arrest at that point on.
Oh,
I
shit.
was sentenced to a maximum of 10 years for mutiny on the high seas. Some people would say...
Mutiny on the high seas.
My boots were on the ground in Vietnam, and so I was.
If you had a message for veterans
He
that
walked
might
there.
have voted for Donald Trump, you have a message for them?
I certainly do, and
Piss
it's right
drunk
here.
Pete.
The oath is to the Constitution, not the president.
All veterans took an
Hell
oath
yeah,
to
brother.
support the Constitution.
Hell yeah,
Not
brother.
The president, not even Congress, the Constitution.
Our Constitution.
Constitution.
Is our guiding
Ugh.
light. Not a president, not a dictator, not a wannabe dictator, as General Milley said.
We don't take an oath to a wannabe dictator.
Trump's got to go. Republicans need to honor their oaths of office, find their spines, vote out evil and corrupt men, and live by the oath of office of honoring the Constitution against all foreign and domestic enemies, as well as respecting the sacrifice of people who have given freely up to a blank check.
It didn't matter whether it was 2 years of service, 4 years, 6 years, 20, 30 years. They made a promise to us. We signed the military enlistment contract, and
He got a
it
fucking
seems like
point.
veterans benefits
are like one of the first things to go on the chopping block.
Dude, literally.
You know, you go through war, you come back.
Imagine signing a contract and the government just decides, yeah, this is no longer valid. We decided that what you signed up for, the time that you put in for these benefits that we said we're going to give you for the rest of your life, you will no longer receive the same quality of benefits or the benefits at all.
Nameless veterans that have given their lives. But the ones that are still here, we act like they're vagrants. We act like they're sycophants or that they're sucks on the system. The ones that are here still need our help, and they did their part. We need to keep our word.
They should be out here standing.
Like, why the fuck are we sending money to other fucking countries? What the fuck?
That gives them the place to be in there. So they should be out here supporting the veterans that was willing to die for them. They should not want us to hurt like this. When I got told I was going to combat, I didn't say, hell no, I'm not going.
Yeah.
I said I signed a dotted line, give me an M16. What did Trump
Oh,
say?
yeah, brother.
He might go to war. Oh, my daddy will pay my way out.
Oh,
I
shit.
got bone spurs. I had extra bones in my feet. Trump needs to be gotten out of office. That's all there is to it. They need to get rid of him.
What we need is a change of administration.
I think we should get rid of the administration as soon as possible.
First of all, get rid of Trump. Get rid of Trump, get rid of Vance, get rid of Johnson.
If Donald Trump at least wants to stop sucking
that's
as
fucking
bad as he
hilarious.
sucks, hire some competent people and stop being such an asshole.
Donald Trump is the president of the United States, but we're more worried about congressional legislation.
Okay, so it's more not about the president, it's more about the Congress that are cutting the funding?
It's much more about the Congress.
Why can't Congress just do their job?
Unfortunately, I think it's going to be
They are the ones that are
before
voting.
we can actually really do something, because we'll have the opportunity to overturn a lot of these Republican seats and make them Democrat. And the Democrats are the ones that will take care of us.
I don't ever want to think about the fucking president of the United States. You know, I want to go ride my motorcycle and have a good time.
Bro, literally, like, I deadass don't want to be thinking about this shit, bro. Like, I just want to be chilling.
But the fact that I have to wake up every day and think about an orange turd is really stressful and sad.
I just can't get my mind wrapped
All right, I
around
don't-
supporting this guy. It's nothing.
I don't wake up and think about the orange turd. I just wake up and think about this shit overall.
He's doing
It's
is
kind of
American.
annoying.
There's no decorum. There's no respect.
Yeah.
It's just fuck everything. You can't run the government like a business, dude. It's a not-for-profit organization that provides services to the people. It's not a business.
This big, beautiful bill of his is an atrocity that only puts money in the pockets of billionaires.
Here's one big, beautiful
Dude,
bill.
this guy looks insane. He looks like fucking Gandalf, dude. What the fuck? Dude, that's majestic hair. That's a majestic ass beard too. What the fuck?
But the headache wreck, and even Elon Musk told him that. Elon Musk tweeted that I'm evil because I was one of the people that launched the Tesla boycott. By the way, we're continuing to bankrupt Tesla. That is a mission. It's not about Elon Musk. Well, it is about Elon Musk. He's a Nazi. But it's also about oligarchs everywhere thinking that they can buy our country. And that stops now.
We know that the felon has went around
Destroying random people's cars is crazy. I'm not gonna fucking lie. That's low key crazy.
I heard they're fighting these days. But anyway, they're trying to just basically just cutting people.
Well, not low key. That's high key crazy. That's ridiculous and illegal.
People have to learn the hard way,
And
but maybe
random
some
people that
will
just
take
bought a
till
Tesla have
they're
nothing to
personally
do with
affected,
that.
they realize that
Maybe they
their
just
vote
like the
was a
fucking
mistake,
car.
Vote for the wrong person, and hopefully everyone learns from the pain that we're all going through now.
How sad is it that it always has to wait until it affects the person before it becomes important?
Now the Cybertruck though, no, that's a dumbass vehicle. I'm not gonna lie. That's just stupid. But still, don't go around and burn somebody's fucking car for that, bro. Like, what the
And
fuck?
when there's a crime, you
Call
need
him an
to-
asshole. Oh no!
I'm sick. Congress.
Elon Musk was never appointed. How's that the first? Hey, did you ever have? No, all right, let's just keep it real. 4 felony convictions again.
And when there's a crime, you need to prosecute people that have committed a crime. And last time I checked, there's somebody sitting in a big chair that's committed a few crimes.
Hey, did you ever have 91 charges against you? No. Did you ever have 34 felony convictions against you? No. Okay, so you all right then.
If that would happen to you or you or you or
That
me,
is low-key
we'd be
crazy.
sitting behind bars.
There was absolutely no way he should have gotten elected.
He said
If you
no
voted for
way.
Trump the second time, what the fuck is wrong with you? Right, let's just keep it real.
Just because you voted for him once, twice, 3 times doesn't mean you can't see the evil for what it is today and start working to help all of your brothers and sisters, not just the ones wearing red hats.
I don't
Dude, they
respect any
fucking
veteran that voted for
hate.
Trump after January 6th. If you voted for Trump after January 6th, your oath is meaningless. You let this guy go out here and lead an insurrection, beat the hell out of cops, take a shit in the halls of Congress.
It's just a fundamental disrespect to who we are as a people that this guy continues to be in office, especially because he incited an insurrection, which makes him ineligible for the office in the first place.
Yeah.
So, like, we're all sitting here acting like nothing has happened, but the dude literally paints himself orange and has a dead ferret on his head.
All right, guys.
Acting like this is somehow
Dude,
normal. You know
I
what
mean,
I'm
that
saying?
has
It's
nothing to
not
do with
normal. This is fucked up.
You were duped because right now he's making it impossible
The
for us to be
personal
able to
attacks
take
are always funny because
of
they
the
have
benefits
that has
are
nothing
due
to
to
do with
us.
the policies,
For the
guys.
veterans that
You guys
might
could
have
talk
voted for
about
Donald
like
Trump, do you have a message for them?
like his bad presidential policies, but like that has nothing to do with anything, bro. Like, why are we gonna?
Yeah, but you can't put it on.
I mean, he does it too, so fuck him, I guess.
You wanna tell me
Actually,
later?
yeah.
Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Fuck the authority. Channel 5
Dude,
News.
W fucking video. We like this video. There it is. If boop. Yes, this is stupid. Cutting these things are stupid in any form of capacity. Taxing people with money is more important than cutting programs to save money. That's stupid. Tax people with money, more money. It doesn't matter to them. They're always trying to avoid fucking taxes in the first place. They're always trying to avoid paying the taxes in the first place. Fuck them. They need to pay their cuts. Money. Yes, you need money, Father. Yes, they need to take money from rich people that try to avoid paying taxes and put it more into the social systems so society can live better and prosperously. Argentina has free healthcare and the United States does not.